All right, we're back. Can we continue a good conversation about the show? Is that okay?
Sure.
Uber.
Everybody? Okay.
Making some headlines
They've
today.
tumbled 35% from their all-time highs this summer, but Citi thinks that the time to get into the name has finally arrived. They upgrade Uber to a buy. $45 the price target's the same level as the IPO price. Our call of the day, Josh Brown, I'm going to give it to you because you were in these shares, then you were out.
Yeah, for like a cup of coffee.
You're still out.
No, I'm not in.
Yeah. And Joe, you were.
But I would get back in. But for me, I want to own this thing in an uptrend because it's such an uncertain situation. The valuation is so insanely large, even despite the fact that it's come down $30 billion.
Did you just tell me it wasn't an uptrend though earlier?
No.
You didn't? I thought you said it was up.
Has not been in an uptrend since it came public.
It was.
No, I know. I thought you were saying
what you said was that it's up, and that's why the market looks good because people.
Oh, it's up today.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The stock's up today.
That's why I was coming back to you on it.
Yeah,
like
the
if you
chart.
thought this was the beginning of some sort of trend.
Well, too soon, but possible. The chart
Will you
remains.
tell me after it's already in, the trend's intact?
Yeah. Well, yes.
I got you. I'm just
it reduces risk. If
I
you buy
hear
stocks
you.
that are rising.
I know.
Look, the chart remains a crime scene, but forget about the chart. The critical things that have to be answered, and they're not going to be answered this year or next, is whether or not this is really a logistics AV network kind of business, which is what the Citi analyst is hinting at, or if it's a fancy limousine app. We don't know the answer. It won't be answered until enough time elapses that the strategy can play out. So in the interim, I think like the only thing that you can say intelligently for sure is that there's going to be wild swings and a lot of volatility. That could work in both directions. So I really feel this is for short-term traders more than it is for long-term investors. And my view will probably change over time, but right now, that's how I look at it.
Shan?
I think this is going to fall into the same trap as all of these quote-unquote failed IPOs that we have seen this year. I think that people are going to move away from them. They're going to trade on momentum. And I think as an investor, you have to take a step back and say, which one of these is going to be, the failed Facebook of 7 years ago? And it's going to be really difficult for investors to figure that out in the next 6 to 9 months.
And I've heard that quite a bit, too, the parallel to Facebook. Excuse me, but it's different. Facebook had these defined catalysts, which was mobile advertising, right, where they could show it. Here, look, they have catalysts too. Are they getting closer to profitability? It's a long way off. But if they're going down the path, you could see a pop on it, when they report quarter to quarter.
I mean, the mobile may have been a catalyst, to use your word, from Facebook. There were legitimate questions about whether it was going to be a catalyst. It wasn't an automatic, whether they could figure out mobile.
Well, I think that if I remember the narrative, say if they get mobile right, then the stock's off to the running.
Of course,
you had to make the bet. Here, I'm saying they don't have those same defined catalysts to get them to profitability to improve it, and they also have regulatory pressures on them as well. Let's not forget those.
So you want the stock above 35?
Do you still own it now or no?
No, I bought the stock. And I actually made a small profit on the stock. The reason I bought the stock had nothing to do with fundamentals. It had to do with price, and it had to do with momentum and quantitative models going in, volume increasing. And that was during the period of late May throughout June. You had the lift. People thought it was going to get back above 45, which was the IPO price. It got ever so slightly above 45, and it failed. That's when it collapsed. The momentum and volume came out of the name. It's trying to find the momentum once again now. It does that. Once again, above 35. Gets above 35, you're going to have everyone saying, time to get back in, looks great on the chart. Here comes the volume once again. It's funny that the price target on this is 45 because that's where this IPO'd. So you could get in at 35-ish. You're going to look for somewhere towards 45, see if it breaks out there once again. But this is all technical.